Hey guys, I am so excited about this interview with Kimberly J. Brown. We had so much fun doing it, and we love that you guys supplied all the questions for us to answer with each other. The way that this is going to work is that this interview is broken up into two parts. Part one is going to be on my YouTube channel, Judith Hoag Got Us on Fire, and part two is going to be on Kimberly's channel, Kimberly J. Brown. At the end of part one, you're going to click the link below. It's going to take you right on over to Kimberly's channel. At the end of part two, you're going to click the link below. It's going to send you right back here in case you would like to watch one more time. It was so much fun having you guys participate and send us in the best questions, and we had the most fun answering them. So sit back and enjoy part one. Hello, gorgeous.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm good. We haven't seen each other in forever. What? I think the last time it was like this time last year?
2 years ago?
Has it been 2 years?
It was 2 years ago. I think it has. Isn't that strange? It doesn't feel like that.
The good thing is we still talk to each other in between, even if we don't see each other.
We do.
And we
Technology
follow
is
each
good
other.
like that.
And
Yes.
I know that you've been doing press all day.
I've been doing some interviews. Yeah, said hi to
Talking to
Access Hollywood and some other people, and just living the
dream.
the LA dream. Doing Zoom interviews from my office.
Right? Yeah. Well, at least we figured out a way to start communicating. We're not just stuck.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And you brought a beautiful ice cream cone to the party. I see.
Very much. In case it gets hot or I get hungry.
Right. I must feel like I need it though, because isn't it warmer? It's still like
it's much warmer.
95 degrees in LA, and you probably have
fall.
Is it more fall type weather there? Oh,
the
so
trees are
jealous.
turning. I have to say, I go back and forth, but I'm especially since COVID hit, I'm more in my natural. And I felt so sad when the fires were going, well, they're still going on, but when it was really, really hot and they had just started and we were getting poured on, and I kept saying, I wish that there was rain coming to LA for you guys.
Yeah.
For all the people I
love.
Smoky
and hazy and hot. Yeah.
But no, I'm at one of my partner's houses, and it's Halloween Central here. So she's like, I have to put
love it.
Prop. So yes, it's my new location for shooting. Hi.
Perfect.
How many years ago? It was funny because my son is turning 25 at the end of this month. Oh, no, I'm sorry. What am I saying? At the end of this month. He's turning 25 on Saturday. And he was 3 years old when we shot this in St. Helens, Oregon, and you were 13.
I was 13.
Can you believe it?
No, I really can't. It doesn't feel like that long ago. It feels like a little bit ago, I guess, but no, it doesn't. And certainly since we've gone back and everything since, it's been fun because it kind of helped a lot of those memories come back even more, but it's insane. I think it's been so amazing to watch all of the Halloween goodness continue to grow with all the movies and everything over the years.
That's been kind of crazy though, because it hasn't diminished at all. It just keeps growing. I mean, I think that the holiday itself is growing, but this film, it every year. I mean, I don't know I'm sure you hear this, but there are people who say, the holiday season starts at Halloween and it doesn't feel like Halloween unless it's Halloweentown, which feels really nice.
I do have people tell me that. It's amazing. Yeah. It's such an honor that people want to continue to watch it. And I've met generations of families that, have introduced it to their kids, and now they have a small kid that they, want to watch it. It's incredible. It's so flattering that, people still want to watch us and talk about it and, make us a part of their tradition and their family in the season. It's amazing.
It is amazing. I feel incredibly blessed. And I love that we got to be friends and dear friends, and that we're still in touch. And I love to see all the things that you're doing. I texted you today and said, please be my social media mentor, because you're killing it. And you are such a natural and a pro. Do you want to go ahead and do some questions?
Thank you.
What do you think?
Yes.
So
yeah, do you want to ask me
questions?
some of yours first?
Okay, I'll start with you. Okay, this is from Instagram. And what lesson did you take from your character in the movie?
Oh, that is a great question.
Yeah, I really like
I always admired Marnie's courage and determination. Even when I was 13 playing her, I think she was always very determined to figure out who she was and what she wanted to be. And once she started figuring that out, she really just kept trying everything that she could. And I really admired that about her. She embraced all the good and the bad that came with all of it, really, but she just embraced whatever came her way and tried to use it to keep moving forward. And I think that's a great metaphor for life in general. And I think as I got older, tried to just keep that in mind. I don't know, but I always loved that about Marnie. Okay, so I kind of did a conglomeration of a lot of the questions that were asked repeatedly. I asked people on Instagram and TikTok and stuff. So one of the questions a lot of people wanted to know, which I thought this was a good one, was if you have a specific memory about meeting or hanging out with 13-year-old me, and if there's anything like different, or is there any difference or anything between like the change between 13-year-old me and having known me for over 20 years now, like growing up. But a lot of people were wondering, like, if you had any good memories of first meeting.
No. No,
I figured I'd have to go to the next question.
Yeah, let's just move on from there.
Right.
No, yes, first of all, there was a huge difference because you were 13 years old then. And it was a couple of years ago. It was 22. So a huge difference. But I remember when I first met you, and J. Paul, who at the time was going by Joey, and with Emily, and you were all absolutely adorable. You, of course, were Marnie, and I remember watching you. I think it was the scene that we shot. I think it was the first scene that we shot, and I could be wrong about this, but we were shooting it in the living room, and Sophie's looking out the window, and I'm not letting you guys go trick-or-treating. And
we got to start in chronological order, kind of.
Yeah, I know, which is really
we got to start shooting the beginning of the movie at the beginning.
Yeah. So our director was really good because he was like, let's start them at the beginning, because we had to become a family. But I remember watching you, and you were so comfortable in just like taking over the room. And I mean that in like the most, not like taking over the room like a diva or anything like that, but just your energy just shot all over the room, and you were just Marnie. And you were like, I remember saying, I want to be, whoops, there goes my ice cream cone. But
not the ice cream cone.
I know, wait, hold please. I lost a piece of it. Where are my minions? Anyway, so I just remember thinking, I want to be as comfortable as she is. I want to be as, I guess the word really is that you were free. You were totally free. And it was just beautiful to behold. And you were funny, and your timing was brilliant. And it was just
a delight. It was just a delight. And then as you grew, you were still a delight. And you really went through, like, you were the age that, for the most part, you were always the age that you were playing, which usually doesn't happen because a lot of times they cast a lot older, and then they, you're playing somebody who's maybe 8 or 10 years younger than you actually are. And so you really grew with the character, and it was fun because you also had those things naturally at your age where you were, there were awkward moments, and there were, all the things that adolescence brings. And you were very authentic and genuine about it. So, and then you just turned.
Thank you. That's a very kind, lovely answer. I, of course, chose that question so I could hear. Like, I was like, either this is going to go great or it's not. No.
No, I love it. Okay, so I have one for you, and it's from Instagram.
Okay.
No pressure.
Great. Oh boy.
Which Halloweentown movie was your favorite, and why?
I think that's one of my questions for you too. It's so hard to narrow down to just one. I think the tone of each movie and the theme and everything was different, and so it was really cool to explore different sides of Halloweentown and the characters within Halloweentown and the mortal world. But I think the first one's always going to hold a special place in my heart because it was it was the beginning of it all. It was all of us getting to know each other, and all of us getting to play with Debbie. And I particularly love the St. Helens in Oregon, the town where we shot it, was so beautifully picked and everything for that. Just the whole feel of that, just beautiful small town. And I think that will just definitely, that summer was just such a special, exciting summer. So, but all of them have different elements that I think are special for different reasons, I guess I should say. Right. But I think the first one. What about you?
For me, it's the third one.
Oh, really?
It's the third.
And why?
Well, I will tell you. Because the first one was actually excruciating for me. And it had to do with things that were kind of outside of the role, like how the way that I envisioned Gwen, and the way that on my very first day that it all came together was absolutely horrifying to me. So there's a story. So I thought I was described as Martha Stewart. So my version of Martha Stewart's, and then the tone of what that was expected of the I guess maybe it was the Disney version, were diametrically opposed. And so my wardrobe didn't fit. It had been tailored for apparently a different body, so nothing quite fit. And then remember my hair, all the hair trauma that in the trailer.
I remember. Yeah, so, the two. Yeah.
So at the time, and I remember walking out of the makeup trailer and being horrified with how I looked, and going to the director and saying, "Help me." He took one look at me and said, "What happened?" And I said, "I know, I need help." And he was like, "Has this been approved?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "No, you look great." And I remember walking back to my trailer and going, "Holy shit. Sorry, kids. What am I going to do? Like, I'm embarrassed and I don't know what to do." And I remember sitting in my trailer and going, "Wait a second. This doesn't feel good. You have got to make this right. You have to walk out there in like 15 minutes. And I remember giving myself an acting class and saying, "Okay, let's wrap our mind around this. Like, how can we make this work?" and I was like, okay, well, let's go into the story, because that's how I work. I go from what the story is, like the treasure map for me. And it was, you're a witch who's pretending to be a human, and you're not doing it very well. So your hair doesn't work, and your clothes don't fit, and you feel like a fake or a phone, or like uncomfortable, awkward, because you're not actually human, you're a witch. And it was like this light bulb went off, and I thought, oh, that's perfect. I can work with this. And it was like, time to go. But it was still, you know, I wanted so much. You were having such fun, and Debbie was such fun. And I was like the joy kill, which was so not who I am in life. And of course, I'm playing a character, so you want to do that. But there were times where it was like, Gwen is just being a bee about everything. And it was so much fun over the course of the films, the way my character lightened up. And so by the third movie was when I was starting to do magic. And for me, that was so much fun. And
that's right. Yeah.
And so it was like, I think everybody had a really good arc of where they went with the characters. And I loved seeing me become part of the family, and in a way that was organic to who I was. So that's the really long answer. So much information.
It's
that
a
probably didn't
good answer then.
Give them the inside scoop. Okay. Did you have a favorite prop?
Ooh, I really loved, I loved the talisman a lot. And I was actually just saying in another interview that I wish I had tried to like confiscate it, because I loved the talisman. And I also really loved Marnie's broom in both movies, but the first one especially. All of the brooms that they made for the broom shop I thought were just so cool, and such like a modern fun twist on you know, just like a tradition. But I love the way they modernized it and made it you know, more hip and cool, and all the different colors and everything. So those are the two things that I really loved. And Marnie's cloaks, I think, were so very much just apropos to who she was and who she was, you know, that kind of the magic and the fun part of all that she was discovering about her life. So I loved that I got to wear those for, you know, a majority of, well, at least the first one. I wore that first like cloak cape thing for almost the entire movie. So I
think once it went on, it never came off.
Yeah, she was not taking it off. Like, this is me now. This is who I am.
I mean, the last time we were in St. Helens together, you had some of your wardrobe. You didn't you?
I have the outfit from the second Halloweentown. Yeah, I have Marnie's whole purple cloak and hat and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I still trying to keep it preserved, because I love that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll end up in the Smithsonian.
Maybe, but at least I'm trying to keep it alive for a little bit. I also wear it to things, and
right,
you know, I probably have a little too much fun with it. I probably got to be a little bit more careful with it. Right. It is almost 20 years old now, so
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And to think you're only 25, so how's that possible?
I know, you know, it's just, yeah, I played a lot older at the time.
Yes. You did the opposite. Instead of older playing younger, you were, you know, a toddler playing a teenager.
Yeah. So there's some more behind the scenes facts.
There you go.
That are not true at all. You know, it's funny, you were talking about Gwen in the first one. I had a couple people ask about the backstory of Gwen, and like why they wanted you to talk about why you felt Gwen was so adamant about initially keeping us kids out of the magic and Halloweentown. Like why that was so much Gwen's, you know, purpose in the beginning.
Right. I had to come up with a whole lot of reasons. And I feel like the first thing is Gwen and Aggie had a relationship that was uncomfortable sometimes. And I think it was because I did, it was like Romeo and Juliet. Like you went after, you fell in love with a human and you're from, Halloweentown. And so you're cross species. You're not supposed to do that. And so I defied my mother. And I, as the rebellious person that you obviously, it went to Marnie, she was rebellious too. I was trying to get out of Halloweentown. You're always trying to, leave home and you were trying to get there. So I think that what happened was I made a choice to fall in love, although the whole story of the father and who was he and what happened to this day is a mystery.
It is.
We'll never know.
We won't.
We think he's dead. I was playing he was dead. Were you playing?
I was too. I was.
We're all kind of playing he was dead. So I knew that if you knew that you were witches, it would be dangerous for you because they burn them. They hang them. They do terrible things.
Yes.
As evidenced by the Salem witch trials of 1621 or whatever.
It's true. The mortal world's perception of them was very different.
So as a mom, I had to keep you guys safe. And I knew that if you knew about it, especially you, if you were anything like me, you would go running towards, it's like fire. What? You'd do it. So,
which I did.
So that's why I would like that.
No,
and
I love that.
Try to keep my kids safe. I do everything from love. I've always been curious whether or not you would be on board for a new Halloweentown movie in this current age of movie sequels and reboots, because I think if done right, it could be a great thing to see. What do you think about that, Miss Boo?
Absolutely. That's a question that I've gotten answered for years and years as well. Oh yeah, totally. I think I'm so flattered that people still want to see, still want to know what's going on with the Cromwells for sure. But yeah, I think that would be. I think it would be so cool to explore.
It would be, you would be me, and I would be Aggie. It was just like going up, it's like I don't know. I every now and again think about like, what would that story be? There was actually a fan who just got in touch. She just, commented somewhere and she's like, I want to write this. And I was like, go, write. Come back when you're done. Report back when you have a script. I'm producing now. So if somebody comes up with a great script,
there you go.
We'll make it. It's got to be a great script.
Yeah.
That's got to be a great script. It's got to be Kim and Judith approved. And well, everybody approved. Actually, it's got to be Disney Channel approved.
Well, that's true too. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Well, you asked me about the prop costume question from Halloweentown, and I had some people ask me about that for you from Halloweentown, and also if you took any props home from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So okay.
That would be, I personally would like to know that too.
I have a couple of props from Halloweentown that I love. So in the second movie, I transformed into a monster.
Yes.
I have oh God, why didn't I bring them? I have the teeth. And now
the teeth?
I have the teeth.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
The teeth are dental grade prosthetic teeth. So a mold was made and they fit me perfectly. And they are magnificent. I have worn them more Halloweens trick-or-treating with my kids, to the horror of people who, when I say, can I have a piece of candy too? I can't seem to wear the teeth without just suddenly having, being
having an accent
upset. I know that when I had my wig on and we were shooting, I always was a British rocker. And it was like, hello, how are you? Because I had the wig.
You did take on different, several.
I was like,
different-
spinal tap.
several different people.
So I had that, and then I have the mask. I have it preserved. I would bring it out at Halloween because we always decorated a lot at Halloween. So I have those two things, and I have some ears that I think were Luke's ears. There were so many pairs of ears in the
that's
trailer.
so cool.
So that's
yeah, he had some pointy ears in the second one.
And I've worn
Yeah.
them. I think I still have them somewhere.
That's awesome. Wait, so what do you have from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Did you take any props?
From Ninja Turtles, I don't have that much. I have a pair of earrings that I still wear, honestly. They're like so special to me. And
that's great though. I love that.
Yeah, and thank goodness, because they're doing an action figure, and the movie was shot so dark that the artists can't see anything. They're like, do you have
wow.
Because they can't, it was shot so dark that they can't really make stuff out. So I've been sending them pictures and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
And then I have a photograph, and that's it. I should have taken.
So you don't have any of April's costumes or anything like that? Some people were like, does she have the costume? Okay.
No, but there's nothing.
No.
Nothing. Which actually, so that kind of takes me to a question that I want to ask you, because because it ties into this. When filming,
what did I tell you? You guys asked the best questions. So for part 2, click the link below and the conversation continues.